So as we're looking at a launch, as for a product, looking at a product for you to launch, it's like anything in the area of health, wellness, and well-being.
Cool.
So I was loving this thing where I'm in this thing with Page Affiliator right now, this ESA course that she has, like a monthly membership thing, but I loved, like, so I'm doing Ra's 64 Ways class, which is like going through all the centers in human design as profit centers and all the gates as profit potential. So she's doing something a little bit similar, but she's breaking it down more into more like layman's terms. And so she's like, she basically said, and this was like so fascinating to me because I feel like I had already identified this in a way, but not as simply as she said it. It's like anything that you're selling, whoever you are, it comes down to one of three things: health, wealth, or relationships. So, you know, for Maria, for example, like the anything that Maria is selling, it's like relationship with yourself, relationship with the divine, right? It doesn't need to be like a sexual relationship or a relationship like that, but it's like everything can be put into those categories.
Yeah. Who did you say was doing that, or you learned that from?
Paige Michelle. Do you follow Paige? She used to be Page Affiliator.
Okay, no.
She's a human design person, but she's a business person. She's like a business strategy, human design person.
Cool.
I've been following her for a long time, and I just recently like signed up for her monthly membership, and I just was like, oh, I'll try it for a month. I watched the first video and I'm like, she's so fucking annoying. Like, I cannot watch this. I'm so annoyed. And she's that she got lip injections. Like, she had really thin lips, and she got lip injections and they looked beautiful, but they were just like natural. Like they looked like ours. You know what I mean? Like, she had these teeny lips before. Well, you know, I messaged Michelle about this the other day because I'm like, what the fuck? Why can people not just get a little bit of lip filler? It's like they get a little bit, and then they get a little bit more, and then they get a little bit more, and they get a little bit more. And now she's like this.
Yeah, no.
And literally, like, she can't talk properly because her lips are like, and then when you put that much filler in your lips, they get super dry. So her lips are always dry. They're like this big. And I'm just like, and I'm so judgy, but I'm like, I cannot watch you. Like, it's so annoying to me. And so I tried to watch the first class and I was like, oh my God, I'm canceling this. I cannot even watch her for 15 minutes. But then I was getting my nails done today. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to just not watch her and listen while I'm getting my nails done. And it was like so good. And I'm like, this is the trick. Like, I can't actually like look at her. I have to just listen to the information. So this is part of what she was talking about today. Like, being to your strengths. The thing about Ra, which I'm excited to share too, and I'll go more into detail with this with you guys, like as we move through this series. So for those of you that I haven't talked to about this, well, I think I have talked to you. I'm going to do a 6-week launch series with you guys where we're really going to dive deep into like a product that you want.
Did we lose her?
Yeah.
Oh, Maria, you're the host now.
There
she is.
I'm so tired. I've got a headache. Oh my God. Like just about 10 minutes before, this massive headache.
Dude, Bali internet the last 2 days. Hold on.
You're back.
I'm going to put my headphones on now.
What time is it there, Maria?
It's 11:25. 11:30. I usually go to bed late, but
Well,
I don't know why. I just got this massive headache before.
Okay. You guys hear me?
Yeah.
I hear you.
Hello?
We can hear you.
Hello? Oh, wait. We lost
Hey.
it. Lee, I can see you, but I can't hear you.
She keeps coming in and out. I can see her. Oh, you're muted. Oh no.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
it's just that when it logs out, like sometimes I have to like type my password in because something's weird with my audio in Zoom. Where did you lose me? What was I saying?
You were just starting to talk about the 6-week program.
Yeah, so I really like want to dive deep with you guys into like taking a product through like the very beginning stages, like all the way through to the end. So like the complete launch, which for some of you might actually even include like the wrap up part of it, like once the program's running, but in a way that it's like you're actually playing to your strengths and making it as easy as possible. Because we all know like what we're meant to be doing, right? But we're not always talking to the people that are meant to buy it the right way, and we're not always calling upon the stories, our personal stories that would resonate with our audience. Because a big part of the problem is we tend to like sell to ourselves. And it's not actually ourselves that are buying the product. Right? So like we are our ideal clients, but it was the us from 6 months ago, a year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, right? And like it's like we literally have to put ourselves back in that mindset of where we were then, and we need to talk to that person. And I'm like just as guilty as this, because I'll like be out there like putting out posts and I'm like, why isn't anyone fucking biting on this? Why isn't anyone understanding this? Like, why isn't this making people want to buy my shit? And it's like, because they're not where I am. Like, I'm writing and they're literally like, either I have no idea what you're talking about. 2, that's over my head. 3, it's not resonating with them because they're literally not to that level of advancement yet. They want to get there, but they're not there yet. So it's like, I mean, it's almost like we need to dumb it down, right? But it's just literally like going back in time and remembering what our pain points were, not what our pain points are right now, what they were.
Yep.
So I want to go back. So I'm going to go back and look at the charts. And we'll just look at your guys's until the other ladies get here. I'm not sure.
Relate.
Yes.
So,
Sabrina was going to leave. I don't know.
What? It's kind of funny.
Can you hear me
It's
still?
like, rah, 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 rah. That's what it sounds like. You're back, I think. You're back.
Am I back now?
yes.
You are. Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay. So, I mean, so you have other strengths also, Beth, right? You're a generator. You have 5 centers defined. Like you can speak to people, you can speak to people's emotions. You've got your emotional solar plexus defined. You can speak to people's emotions. So that's definitely an area that you can call upon, like to make them feel better. So it's like you can talk to them about wellness or well-being, and you can play upon the, like, to make them get off the emotional roller coaster, to make them, you know, to help with, you know, one of the things that you could talk about is to help with, you know, people who are who are empaths, people with open emotional centers, like they get overwhelmed by other people's emotions, right? And so they're the empaths that like can't handle their gifts. they're the people that are completely shut down emotionally. Open emotional centers often like completely shut everything down because they can't handle the overwhelm of amplifying everyone's emotions. So it's like your offer could, and in your sales, you could speak to that. Like that is a pain point where you could be like, participate in this program or in this offer because it's going to help you with this. Not only is it going to help your well-being, but it's going to help you get off the emotional roller coaster. It's going to help you tap back into your emotions, right? It's going to help you feel from a place that you're not overwhelmed.
Okay.
You also have a defined throat, which is really fascinating to me because you don't use it as often. But here's the thing that's interesting. So people with defined, like the people that you would be selling to. So remember, it's like if you have a defined center, people that have open centers are drawn to you. So someone who has an open throat is drawn to you, which is why you can sell to them, right?
Yes.
Very small percentage of the population has a open throat. The majority of people on this planet have a defined throat. Okay. So yeah. So it's very few people that you could sell to in this way, but because of who you are, I think it actually would work really well. People with undefined throats are trying to figure out how to be noticed, how to get people to pay attention to them. And it's really interesting with you because it's like, when you're in your not self, you're not speaking up, but when you're in yourself, it's why like when people are in your presence, like the words that you say are so profound. It's like you don't say a lot, but when you speak, it lands. Right?
Yeah.
And when people are in your physical presence, they notice you.
Yeah.
So that's just something to think about. I don't think necessarily you want to tap into that for this particular part of the, like for this thing that we're doing now.
Right.
But it's just something to know going forward. And then you also have a defined G center.
Hold on. I think we lost you again.
She's gone. Come back, Leah. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired. Okay, Beth, you're running it now. Isn't that interesting though? I've got a defined throat too.
It is
so interesting.
So annoying.
She's back.
There she is.
Okay, now I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have a defined identity center. And so people with undefined identity centers are looking for love. So another thing that you can help people with is relationships, like like all things related to love, right?
Sorry, which one is which one is the identity center, just so I can follow?
It's the one underneath the throat in the center.
Okay, all right.
Is it also the G center? So it has two names?
G center, identity center. Yep, same thing. So, and they often like have a hard time. It's like they don't know who they are. Oh, hold on. Michelle's here. So it's like you can help people find themselves. So, and in this, it's like you can help people find themselves through
This is
yoga,
nice.
through well-being, through, you know what I mean? That you help people find themselves through all of that stuff where you're strong, right? Yeah. The other thing for you to know is that many spiritual leaders have undefined G centers. So you can sell to the me's of the world, right? Many people that are in my position that are leading spiritual movements or are highly intuitive spiritual people have undefined G centers.
Okay.
And like, you know, it's and we tend to kind of be chameleons in some way. Like it's that sort of like being all things people. So that's another strength of yours.
Okay.
And then you also have a defined sacral. And so people without defined sacral are going to be drawn to you. This is this really makes sense for what you do as well, because it's like I have an undefined sacral and I have 4 gates defined. I have 4 defined gates in my sacral, but I have undefined sacral. And people like me, it's like we don't know when to stop working. We don't have an internal regulator that tells us when enough is enough. And so as a result, we burn ourselves out. So again, it's like, let me help you with well-being so that you can learn when enough is enough, so that you can learn when to stop, so that you can learn when to rest.
Yep.
But it's like we don't have that active motor, and that's like the life-sustaining, creative motor. And so it's like I can help you tap into this by, you know,
balance, all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, you're doing the right thing. You're in the right area. It's just like for you, what we'll be focusing on is like how to speak to those people.
Okay.
And then so I don't know if you have an idea of what your offer is yet.
Honestly, I've been working on it, but I don't have anything concrete. But a lot of this is coming up because I think what keeps coming up for me is, and it's always the middle path, which is finding yourself, and it's balance so that you can be in your optimum energy if you're taking care of yourself, those kinds of things. And a lot of that is yoga. It's clearing the mind. It's kind of all jumbled. I have to sort of nail it down, but all of these concepts really sort of fit into what I'm trying to do.
Okay, so the thing I would just ask you to think about, because you do have this kind of unique opportunity to sell to a higher caliber of people. Mm-hmm. It's like, do you want this offer to be for a regular type person, or do you want to be selling to a higher end client?
That's a huge question. And Maria actually said that to me as well, that I need to start selling to spiritual leaders, that I need to start working with that group of people. So it would be a challenge to do that because I usually am very comfortable working with ground zero people.
Yeah. So I don't think you have to decide right this second. Mm-hmm. I think that if you decide that that's what you want to do, there are some other things that you need to take into consideration. Like, for example, if it was going to be a retreat, mm-hmm. which like you could fucking sell me a retreat like that. If you were like, I'm going to do this retreat in a year, I'm going to do this retreat in 9 months, and it's going to be blah, 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 and I'm going to all the things talked about, I'd be like, the fuck do I sign up? You know what I mean? If you were like, I'm going to do a 5 or a 7 day yoga retreat in whatever beautiful tropical location, and you're going to get X, Y, and Z, and I'm going to teach you how to do all those things that we just talked about, I would be like, oh my God, where do I sign up?
Okay.
But the thing you have to realize is with people like me, it requires a lot of notice.
Okay.
So like if you're doing something like a retreat, you've got to give more than 6 months.
Okay.
Because like for me, I do very few things that are like that for myself during the year. It's like 2 or 3 at the most, because I don't like to take the time away from my kids. I travel so much with work that I'm taking time away then. So it's like when it comes to doing something for myself, it's like it's going to be few and far between. So it has to be spectacular. And I plan about a year out, like with that stuff.
Okay. Mm.
Cool.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm excited. So think about it. It doesn't have to be that, but it's just like make a decision like over the next week or so, be thinking about it, like journal about it, get clarity on. So this is for everyone, right? So what's your offer, first of all? Who is it for? And you guys will probably get more clarity on that as we go through your centers here, which we're going to do. But who is it for? What is it and who is it for are kind of like the 2 big things. But then Beth, just what I said, based upon all of that stuff that we just talked about, begin working on so you have to figure out who it's for first before you move into the pain points, right? But then the next step is like, okay, what are their pain points? And it's going to be, remember, it's going to be pain points from you a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, right? Even though if you choose to work with spiritual leaders, it's still the same pain points.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
And then of those things that we just talked about, it's like, where are the areas that you're most comfortable selling? Because you have a lot of defined centers. So what are the things that come easiest to you? So that's another question to ask yourself. Like, is it just like, I feel most comfortable telling people I can help them with their well-being, or I feel most comfortable telling people I can help them find themselves, or do I feel most comfortable telling people that, helping people that I can help them regulate their emotions or help them, be able to find balance in their emotions? Like, what's the place, pick maybe 2, because you've got 5 defined centers, pick maybe 2 that you're the most comfortable in, and those are the ones we'll focus on for your messaging.
Okay.
Okay, I have to pee. Hello, Sabrina and Michelle. Give me 2 seconds. I drank all the liquids, all the juice, all the tea, all the water. I've peed like 40 times.
Hi everybody. Sorry I'm late, but hopefully you knew I was coming late, and hopefully that registered.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, we know.
Good.
Oh.
Yeah, drinking all the liquids today as well for me. It's like, holy shit, I need more water than usual.
Oh.
Ooh. Okay, so Michelle and Sabrina, since you weren't here for the beginning.
You're fucking fast at peeing, Leah. Bloody hell.
Because I've gone, like, I've got down the slides. I've gone so many times today. And I'm sitting here looking at myself like, oh my God, I need a tan. Like, I need to go out in the sun tomorrow. I look like Casper the Friendly Ghost.
You think you look like Casper? You gotta be fucking kidding me. What about me?
But I don't normally look like this. I look white. Okay, so I was just talking before on the call, before you guys hopped on, I was talking about how I've just been geeking out on human design for like days, and I'm in 2 courses right now where I'm learning all this amazing stuff, and it like really motivated me. Like, I want to help you guys move through a launch process. And so we're going to be going through it's going to be a 6-week launch process. And I'm going to actually schedule calls every week instead of every other week. And it's like, if you can make them, great. And I wanted to ask, are my Tuesday nights better than Wednesdays for you guys?
If this is the time, yes, because on Wednesdays I always have a call that finishes when I just joined you.
And what about you, Michelle? Is Tuesday better for you also?
Yeah, definitely, because I'm in clinic right now, but I've got a patient break, but Tuesday is my online client day.
Okay. And then Beth and Maria, is Tuesday okay for you guys?
Yeah, this is perfect.
Okay, cool.
11
So we'll
p.m. I don't usually have anything on.
I mean, next
Okay,
Tuesday I
so
already have something booked in, but you know, in general, I can keep it free going forwards, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to move it to Tuesday nights. If you can make it, make it. If you can't, obviously understand. Also, because I'm going to be traveling next Wednesday, so I won't be able to do it Wednesday.
I could come for the first half an hour next Tuesday, just because of a client I already have booked.
Okay. So why don't you hop on first half an hour, and Beth, what time are you up usually, Beth?
I'm usually up so this was at 7 a.m. for me, and I'm okay with 7 a.m.
Okay. I was just thinking maybe we could move it like a half an hour earlier, but that
That's
makes
fine.
it 6:30 your time.
I think that's fine. I was up at 5 a.m. to get ready for today, so that's no problem.
Okay. So should we move it to 7:30? Then it's a little bit earlier for Maria.
Mm-hmm.
And then I actually prefer that as well, because Jack usually is hitting a wall pretty majorly by like 9 o'clock. So, okay. So we're going to meet weekly for the next 6 weeks. Because I really want to help you.
Is that an hour earlier or half an hour earlier from, I'm getting confused with time zones.
It's a half an hour earlier, so you should be able to make an hour of the call.
Got it. Perfect. Thank you very much.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and we'll go over your stuff in the, at the first.
Thank you.
So one of the things we're talking about is how to sell from your strengths. And then we also talked about that most of us are trying to sell to ourselves, right? Like, and I was saying this happens to me all the time. Like, I write this incredible post and like it gets crickets, and I'm like, why didn't anyone get that? Why isn't anyone buying the thing? And it's like, well, fucking because they're not at that level that you're at. Like, half that shit went over their head. The other stuff they didn't fully understand. Like, they want to be where you are, but ultimately they're just not there right now. And so at some level we need to dumb shit down. Like, we need to be speaking to the us's, not to say that we were stupid, but it's like, we need to be talking to the versions of us that were 1 version, 2 version, 3 version, 4 versions ago. Right? That's who we need to be selling to. That's who we need to be speaking to. And then we need to remember what their pain points were, not what our pain points are right now. And get really clear on that. So we're basically going through everybody's human design charts tonight, and I'm giving you a sort of like brief overview of here's where your strengths are. So here are the things, here's what you have. Michelle, you're going to have another client coming in?
I will do, yeah, but not for like 45 minutes.
Okay, let's do you next, just so if you have to hop off.
Yeah.
Okay, I just was looking at your chart. Where did it go? There it is. Okay, so you have all but 3 centers. So you have 6 centers defined. So you also like define spleen. So here, like, you're literally here to sell people well-being. Mm-hmm. But it's also like, so the spleen is about the immune system. So, I mean, it's just like your design is like fucking exactly like for what you do, like you're in the perfect thing, right? So it's about selling people well-being, health and wellness, right? Yeah. Nutrition, help with the immune system. That's all splenic stuff.
Okay.
You also have a defined G center or identity center. So you can help people find themselves.
Yeah.
You also can sell to high-level spiritual practitioners, like spiritual influencers or teachers is what I'll call them.
Mm-hmm.
Because the majority of us have undefined G centers.
Okay.
And it's why, like, whatever that is about that center makes us really good at reflecting back who people are to them, but we don't always know who we are.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And so, like, for me, so identity center is the G center. It's the center right below the throat. It's the yellow, like, diamond, right? So, you know, it's like, it took me a really, like, I'm just now on this journey of, like, who am I really?
Mm-hmm.
After really learning who I am, right? For so long. So I was literally just, you know, I like that, being that kind of channel of the divine. It's like being a hollow bone to allow stuff to come through and go out to people so that they can see themselves. But it's, so you also have that ability to do that. You have a defined head. So, like, people will eat up from you concepts.
Okay.
Like, you can sell the fuck out of a 10-step plan.
Okay.
Like, here's 10 steps to you, blah, 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 blah. People are going to eat that shit up from you.
All right, cool.
Because you make concepts look easy. I mean, like, this is where, like, sometimes I talk to you and I'm just like, can you just put it in my brain? Like, all that wisdom and knowledge that you have, can you literally just put it in my brain? It's so easy for you, right? Like, you just, you understand it. You can absorb a large amount of knowledge, recall a large amount of knowledge. You can take really, really difficult subjects and make them really easy to understand for other people.
Yeah.
So people will buy a concept from you.
Yeah.
Like that.
Okay.
You have a defined root. So you can help people with stress. Like, anybody who's feeling overstressed, those of us with undefined roots, we are constantly under pressure to perform. We don't know when enough is enough. We are, we literally take in the pressure from all the people around us and amplify it and think it's our own.
Yeah.
We live in states of feast or famine because we get addicted to the adrenaline rush of that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, helping people with stress, alleviate pressure, alleviate feeling overextended.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You also have a defined sacral, so you can also help people with that idea of, like, that they don't need to work so hard.
Okay.
Because those of us with undefined sacrals, we're not meant to work hard, but we think we have to. So it's teaching people balance, it's teaching people moderation, it's teaching people how to relax. It's all the shit you're already doing, right? Literally.
Cool.
And then you also have defined throat. So I was talking about this, I don't know if you heard this or not, but the majority of the population has a defined throat. So it's the last place, really, unless it really is a strength of yours that you want to focus on selling to people. But people that have an open throat have a hard time being noticed.
Okay.
So they want someone that can help them be seen or be noticed. And obviously, like, you and I will talk more about this, because I think, like, obviously we've got to find the connection between the elements and the centers.
Yeah.
But this is like, how can I be seen? How can I be heard?
Yeah.
So this is, like, very earthy and very, and earth, and what's the other one that I'm thinking? Water.
how can I be seen and heard? Yeah, it can be. Yeah, it definitely can be water. Yeah.
But it's more earthy, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. So, you know, so you want to look at when you're choosing your offer that you want to work on for this 6-week period.
Yeah.
You need to decide which 2 of those centers you want to focus on.
Okay.
So which ones are the easiest to you? Like which ones come the most easy? Which one you literally like about this shit in my sleep and I'm super comfortable talking about it. Okay. Some of us aren't so lucky because some of us only have 2, so we don't have any choices. We have to just choose the fucking 2 that we've got, right? You choose which ones are the easiest, and then you choose, so what is the offer? Who are you going to be selling to?
Yeah.
What centers are you going to focus on?
Yeah.
And what are the pain points of that person that you're selling to?
Okay.
And remember as you're doing the pain points to like, because that person is you, right? Even though your centers are defined, you were unbalanced in that area at one time, which is why you have the ability to teach in it now.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to go back to those earlier versions of yourself and remember what the pain points were.
Okay.
The other thing is like, remember what your aha moments were. What shifted for you? What was it that showed up in your life that shifted for you?
Okay.
Cool?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's look at Maria. So Maria has 3. Again, Maria, you have a defined throat. Maria, of course, like I love Maria's chart. It cracks me up because she has a defined anja, head, and throat. So it's literally like all the upper centers. And it's literally like her gift is literally channeling and speaking the divine. Like she receives the channel from the divine, she can conceptualize it and then explain it in layman's terms to the people, and then her throat's defined so she can literally speak it to the people. Like it's like in and out, and that's it. She's got nothing else below, right? She just has these 3 up above. So Maria, you sell people inspiration. Like literally that's what you do. You sell inspiration. You sell people yeah, it's just that. You sell people an idea of who they can become.
Yes.
You sell people on a better world. You sell people on, it's like, but it's purely done from a place of inspiration.
Yeah.
Now, you guys, 65% of the world has an undefined head. So literally every single one of you can sell inspiration like nobody's business, even if you have an open head, because there's so many people on this planet that have open heads that like, just fucking be inspiring and you're going to sell shit. Right? But so Maria, so you've got the open, so you're selling inspiration. And again, you also have the ability to like hold a lot of information and concepts. And so you too can be like, here's your 10 steps to, you know, stepping into your full divine potential or whatever. Like people are going to eat that shit up from you. People with undefined anjas have, oh, sorry, Michelle, I mixed yours up. I told you the right information, but I called it your head. It's actually your anja. I just called it the wrong thing. I gave you the right information, but I just used the wrong terminology. People who have undefined anja are, don't have a fixed way of thinking. So on the plus side, like we have the ability to explore something from several viewpoints or several options, but it also leads us to doubt ourselves a lot. Or we are in this constant state of questioning everything. So people will define on just like, I can help give you the answer, right? It's literally like, Maria, you're like, I'm literally giving you, and I'm giving you the answer from God.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's literally what you're doing. And people with undefined anjas, like we overthink everything, right? It's like nonstop thinking. Like we're the people that can't sleep. We're the people that have insomnia. We're the people that are just like, it's so hard for me to quiet my mind, right? So like you can sell through inspiration, through connection with the divine, you can quiet your mind. Like you could sell a meditation series, like you would sell the shit out of a meditation series. Like a guided meditation series where you're speaking it, or like you're channeling a mission from the divine, helping people quiet their mind. Like that would be a fucking epic offer for you.
Awesome, done.
The other thing for you is, yeah, I don't think that's particularly relevant to you. So those are your three. So you've only got three, so you only have three things to choose from. But I really believe like all three of those go together. And it's like any of us with defined throats, it's like we just easily speak whatever our gift is.
Amazing.
So,
thank you.
Yeah. So same thing for you. What's the offer? Who's the target audience? What are their pain points? What are your, I mean, I think for you, you just focus on your head and your anja, because the throat's just going to do its job. Like, I don't think you need to focus on selling from the throat. I think you just need to focus on those two things.
Okay. Cool. Thank you. That's amazing.
Yep. Okay. So now we're going to move to Ashley. Ashley, you have 5 defined centers. You also have a defined throat, and you have a defined spleen. So you can also sell people health, wellness. It's well-being, right? It's overall, it's well-being, but it's also health and wellness. You have a defined anja. So all the things that we were just talking about. It's like literally helping people not overthink it. And I think probably how this plays into what you do is, hold on, I want to write these down because I want to come back so I can see you. I can't see you. You have anja, throat, spleen, sacral, root. Okay, so I mean, here's the beautiful thing about yours, right? Literally, like, you've got the defined sacral. So this is like, it is about relationships. It's about relationships to people, relationships to partner, sexual relationships. So like, it's, your spleen is like, you're like, we tap into and become whole in your sexual relationships, whether it's with yourself or others, that affects your well-being. You also can give them a 10-step plan to have sex with Jesus. Or whatever it is that you know what I mean, but like you've also got that, you've got that center. So again, sacral, it's like feeling overworked. We're definitely like, we feel overworked. We have problems in our relationships with our partners. We often feel defined by our partner's energy So that's the other thing. It's like you find a lot of like avoidant attachment disordered people, because, and it's mostly the attachment people with the open centers. I happen to not be this way, and I think it's because I have 4 defined gates in my sacral. I'm definitely the avoidant in the relationship, but most usually people with open sacrals have more of the attachment style to relationships, and that can be really debilitating. You know, it can be like really unsettling. It can make people really, really uncomfortable. But it's also letting them know, like, a good thing for you, Ashley, to sell them is like, it doesn't need to be hard. Relationships don't need to be hard. Sexual relationships don't need to be hard. Like, because people with undefined sacrals think everything's hard. We literally assign that association to like, everything's hard.
That's like the number one question I get from people.
Yeah. Well, this is me. I am like this. I'm like, oh, I just don't want to deal. I don't want to spend time on my like sexual relationship or that part of my life, because it's just too much work. Like, it's too hard. Like, that's literally like how I feel. But I also feel that way because I am overworking and overextending myself in every other area of my life. That is true of people with undefined sacrals. Either we don't know when to stop. We literally feel like if we don't keep working, we're not going to have life force energy. Like, we feel, because we don't have a motor, it's like we somehow feel like the momentum we get from overworking is what like creates life force energy and creative energy for us. So it is a real challenge to get people with an open sacral to slow down. And then you have a defined root as well. So again, like, very much you can play to people's feelings of, do you feel overextended? Do you feel stressed? Are you under pressure? Let me help you alleviate the pressure. Let me help you alleviate the stress. And I don't know about you guys, but like, literally, when stuff is not right in my sexual relationship or my relationship with my partner, like, it creates more stress than anything else. And it affects my well-being. And it's like, so all of this stuff like plays in. So you also have lots of centers that you can choose from. I wouldn't worry about the throat. It just literally means like, the throat actually might come into play for you, Ashley. So people with an undefined throat, again, this is the smallest percentage of the population. Well, not the smallest, but the smallest. No, it is the smallest. It actually is the smallest. It's the smallest percent of the population. The majority of the population has a defined throat. So it's a very small amount of people, but they want to know how they can be seen. So this may be a niche for you, because it's like, these are the people that like don't ever have a girlfriend, have a hard time finding a partner, have a hard time in romantic relationships because they literally don't feel seen or heard. And they have a hard time getting people's attention. Oh, I can't hear you. Oh, you're muted. That's fine.
Oh, that it fits. No question.
Okay. So choose 2 that you want to focus on, 2 centers that you want to focus on selling from.
Definitely throat, because I feel like I'm blocked in my message a lot and things that I want to do, and getting that message out.
Okay, so hold on one second. We're talking about what are your strengths? Who are you going to sell to? This is the low hanging fruit. It's like, so if you're feeling like you're blocked in your throat, that's not the center that you want to sell from. You would be, if you feel like you want to reach people that are having a hard time being seen, or you want to reach people that have a hard time getting attention, then you want to sell throat.
Okay.
I don't think you do, because I think you're living in your not self in your throat right now. So you're going to have difficulty selling from that place because you're in your not self.
Okay. Well, I'll do Anja and sacral, just because I think that would really help with my next offering.
Okay. So, and then you decide who you're selling to, and then again, tap into their pain points.
And are you wanting?
As you guys are tapping into these pain points, share them in the chat. get feedback, share what the offer is and who you're selling to. And then if any of you in the group are like, oh yeah, I would buy that, then be the person there that can give feedback on, be like, yeah, that's something like I can identify. For example, if Beth chose to do this retreat, if that's what she chose to do as her thing, I don't know if she's going to, but I would be like, yeah, I will fully give you feedback from my perspective on if that would resonate with me, if it wouldn't. So once you're seeing the offers coming through, if there are things you're resonating with, doesn't mean you have to buy it, right? It's just like, this is for a peer-to-peer support type of thing. Like, me, I fit into that category. This is something that I would buy, and then you can help give feedback as we move through this process, because we're going to get really dialed in and really specific on your messaging. Cool. And Sabrina, where are you? Here you are. With 4 centers, everyone in this group has a defined throat, so nobody needs to worry about being able to speak about the things that they love. We need to get Ashley a little unblocked there, but I think we'll be good as soon as we can get her dialed in on selling from the 2 strengths. So, identity center, Sabrina. You can help people discover who they are. Again, you can also sell to like spiritual leaders. So 2 types of people there, a higher end type of person. You gotta go with daddy.
Mom's working.
Did I lose them? Are you guys still there? Oh.
Mom's working.
It's the Jack and Josiah section of the call. Hey, Jackie.
Yes.
About 45 more minutes, so you can go with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. I'll come get you when I'm done, okay? Oh my gosh. All right.
I don't think he needs help with knowing who he is.
No. Well, let's see. Shall we see?
No.
I'm pretty sure he has a defined. No, he does. He actually doesn't. He has an open. Jack only has 2 centers defined: sacral and spleen.
Wow.
So literally, like, his gut, he knows right off the bat, like, whether someone's a good person or a bad person, but he's only got 2.
So you were saying that you can help people discover who they are, including helping spiritual leaders.
Yeah. So you've got 2 types of people with that G center that you can target. One are just people that are fucking lost, right? They don't know who they are. They are, you know, these people also, identity center people, by the way, are people that are looking for love their whole lives, right? Like, some of these people let other people shape their identity. So it's just like not knowing who they are. And they're people that tend to like chameleon, like they'll shape themselves so they don't often know truly who they are. And then you have the root also. So it's like you also have the like helping people alleviate stress, helping people alleviate pressure, helping them stop feeling overextended. I had like mind-blowing realizations about my root today. So I've undefined root. My root is not only undefined, it's completely open. I have no active gates in my root. And so I've literally lived in this place my whole entire life of Easter famine. And being in this place of, I'm gonna just read you guys what I wrote. So one of the like super common things of people with open root is that they gain weight and they blow out their adrenals. So I was just journaling today and I'm like, is my weight gain a result of me allowing my open root to keep me in my not self? So, and then I was like, okay, so when I started this business, because I've always kind of lived like that at some level, but I feel like it got really out of self when I started this business, because I was like, it's all or nothing. Open root people are all or nothing people. It's all or nothing. Like, I'm making this work. There's no other option. Like, I'm going to do whatever is necessary to make it work. Like, that's all very much open root behavior. So I was like, okay, what did I do? Well, I put out 1,000 offers. I was constantly putting out an offer, right? I was in constant feast or famine with money. Like, I would make tons of money and then have no money, and make tons of money and have no money. And so I was creating unnecessary adrenaline rushes and then burning out my body and my adrenals. I literally gained this weight, you guys, when my business started being successful. When this business started being successful, I gained all this weight. And I'm not designed to be living like, I'm literally designed to have my business mostly automated. I'm designed for safety, stability, and security. When I'm in myself, if I'm operating from myself, recurring business revenue that I really have to do nothing for, it just shows up, and not trading time for money. So that, as someone with an open root, so those of you that have open roots, Maria, you're literally, that's what we're designed to, we're not designed to work hard. We're not designed to be under pressure. We're not designed to be under stress. It is the sign of an unbalanced and unhealthy root that makes us show up in that way. I literally was just fucking mind blown today. I was like, oh my God. And the crazy thing is the last 2 months, I've felt a different kind of pressure, and it's been a pressure to get all of those things done. I've literally hired someone to help me with funnels. I'm taking multiple classes to help me streamline and automate my business. Somehow it's I actually realized this and I've started moving towards rectifying it, but that's something that's really powerful for you. So helping people not be stressed, helping people not be overextended, helping people not feel pressure. And then you have defined solar plexus. So you can help people manage their emotions. So it's through these, you can sell to them by essentially saying, through participating in this offer or through working with me, I'm going to help you find balance. I'm going to help you regulate your emotions. So you're going to have two types of people that are fucking empaths that can't handle their emotions. They're just so overwhelmed with emotion. They're constantly taking in and amplifying people's emotions. They don't know what's theirs. They don't know what's not theirs. And as a result, they're a fucking emotional mess.
Yeah,
right.
That's tended to be my clients until now. Yeah.
Or you're going to get the other type of client, which is more like me, that is and for me, I've learned really how to regulate it, but that completely shut themselves down emotionally because they don't want to deal with that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the other type of client actually that I have. So that makes a lot of sense.
So this is one that you should definitely focus on, right? Because it's a strength of yours. You already can identify that your client base is coming from this place.
And I can do this with my eyes shut. Totally. Yeah.
I can help you figure out which emotions are yours and which are. I can help you find balance in your life. I can help you regulate your emotions. I can help you find peace in your life.
Yes. Yes. That makes sense.
It's peace and well-being, right? Peace and well-being. Those are probably your two, if you did those two, spleen and emotional center. I mean, you might want to do root, but
you mean choose, solar and root, right?
Not spleen. Sorry. You have spleen also, right?
I'm getting really confused.
Oh, no, you don't. I'm sorry. I lied.
Okay.
You don't. You have throat, identity center. It's because I was looking at Jack's chart.
Yeah.
You have throat, identity center, solar plexus, and root.
So the identity is the one around helping people discover who they are. So in a way, the two things are completely connected. I know you're saying focus only on two, but these three are all one, really, aren't they? Because it's about helping people by balancing out their emotions and what's not there as they figure out who they actually are.
So if that's what you wanted to do, then I would say you would focus on your G center and your solar plexus.
Okay.
You're going to have strengths in all of those, right? And there is going to be some crossover, but for the purpose of messaging, I want you guys to pick two. Because I'm going to want you to get really fucking specific and really targeted. Like I literally want you to like, we're going to hone in so like a heat-seeking missile with messaging.
When you said earlier about helping spiritual leaders, was that a different category from the people who are lost?
Yeah. So, well, of course, kind of, but you have just the like everyday person that doesn't know who they are, right? Yeah. You can help those people. Then you have the spiritual leaders. I believe that the reason that a lot of us have open G centers is because it allows us to amplify back to our clients who they are. Mm-hmm. So it's like they can actually feel and see who they are by us amplifying back to them who they are. And also I feel like there's a tendency with our profiles to be pedestaled and be expected to be all things to all people. And so as a result, we don't ever really find out who we are because we're so busy trying to be who everybody wants us to be our whole lives.
Yes.
And so as a result, it's like, you know, most of us find ourselves like, we're the ones who have midlife crises. We find ourselves like in our late 30s or early 40s going like, who the fuck am I? But like, I remember having this moment of being like, Sean was like, what do you want to do? Like, what do you like to do? What hobby? And I was just like, I have no fucking idea what I like to do. All I've ever done my whole life is what everybody else wanted me to do. Like, I literally had no idea what I wanted to do. I had no idea like what I liked to do, you know, it was so crazy. I used to drink vodka soda. This is just like one example of this. And like one day in my spiritual reawakening, I was drinking this vodka soda and I was like, do I even like this? And I was like, I don't like this. This doesn't taste like anything. Like, I don't like this. And then I had a gin. And I was like, and I had never liked gin. I never thought I liked gin. And like, I had this gin and I was like, this is really good. I like gin. And I remember just like sitting there being like, holy shit, I like gin. Like, and it was just this moment of like, I had actually figured out something that I liked, that I wasn't just doing. I mean, I literally started drinking vodka sodas, I think because my best friend drank vodka sodas, and then I literally drank vodka sodas for like 20 years.
Wow.
Just the way she drank them, just the way she ordered them, right? But I actually didn't ever like them. Like, it was just like, I don't know, like, it's crazy. So, I mean, that's a really fucking small example. It's just the one that came to me. And Sean laughs about it all the time now, because now if I'm gonna have a cocktail, it's always gin, always have a cocktail, right? Like, the other thing is like, I mean, with wine, it's just, these are small, silly things, but like, I would always drink Sauvignon Blanc. And same thing, I was just like, I actually don't like this. Like, I don't like Sauvignon Blanc. I like Chardonnay, but I didn't even know that, you know? So it's just like, I had this like 2-year period of and being like, why am I doing this thing? Like, do I actually want to do this thing? Do I actually like to do this thing? But so many of us like haven't gotten to that point. So somebody who was a bartender that had a defined G center could definitely help people like me figure out what it is that they
that's
like.
A niche. Okay, that's super helpful. Thank you.
Yeah. So the walkaway steps are, what's the offer? Who are you selling it to? And what are their pain points, and getting really specific. And when, like, I don't want you to just be like, oh, you know, they don't know who they are. It's like, I literally want you to keep going. And this is the pain point, and as a result of that, they feel like this. And as a result of that, they feel like this. And as a result of that, they feel like this. Like, I want you to keep going down deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper until you got nothing else. So you know like, you are literally putting yourself in their shoes, and you're like, you know, and as a result of this, like, sometimes they don't want to get out of bed, and they don't like to get dressed because they've gained weight, and they hate looking in the mirror, and then that's affecting their romantic life, and they don't have sex with their husband anymore, and like, whatever, you know what I mean? It's just like deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper until like literally you can't come up with anything else. This exercise should be a couple of journaling sessions. Should take you more than an hour, I would assume.
This is so helpful, because one of my issues was that I've been doing these videos in my free group, getting a great response, all this kind of stuff. And the way I am, I just want it to be easy. So I just want them to just buy because of that. Mm-hmm. So I've had people signing up for one-to-one, but they're not buying the group program. Yeah. And I think this is where I think I do this, I think. Yeah. Be more specific. It's almost like one-to-one doesn't seem to be as necessary for me to be that specific, but for some reason with a specific program, because my one-to-one work is completely tailored to the person. So I haven't really had to worry about this until now. Does that make sense in my selling? And then I get frustrated because they're like, why aren't they just signing up to the fucking group? I mean, it's the cheapest thing. Why do they want to sign up to the one-to-one, which is more expensive? It doesn't make any fucking sense. Yeah. So is that why? Because I need to like go into their pain point more.
I think partially, and I also think that you need to sell to them where they are, because the people that are signing up for the one-on-one work, they're at a higher level of understanding, so they get it. Like you have to do more education and dumb down what it is for the people in the group program.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, cool.
Cool. Was Ashley, were you on when we talked about moving the calls to Tuesday?
No, but that's fine. Either morning, I'm gonna have kids fun.
Okay.
But it'll work.
Okay, cool. All right, so that's what we will do starting next week, and we'll have weekly calls for the next 6 weeks. Let's do the launch thing.
Yay, so exciting. Thank you.
So every week for the next 6 weeks. I missed that fun. That's just exciting.
Yeah. Very exciting. That was cool. That was cool.
Yay. Doing the thing.
All right. Well, you guys have an amazing rest of your day, morning, evening. Maria, have a great sleep.
Thank you.
Love you guys. And I am excited to start seeing your posts in the chat about your offers and all the things.
Oh, so good. Love you all.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.